The turning point was not marked by the calendar flipping to a new millennium, but by the hum of early processors in the 1960s. Artificial intelligence, not as a distant dream, but as a functional, general-purpose technology, emerged decades ahead of our own timeline, unleashing a cascade of unprecedented changes that would utterly transform human society, politics, and culture by the year 2025. This is the story of that accelerated future, a future where the seeds of utopia and dystopia were sown in the same fertile ground of silicon and code. The genesis occurred in 1963, during the frostiest years of the Cold War. At the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Dr. Eleanor Hayes, a computer scientist of formidable intellect and quiet intensity, led Project Athena. This wasn't merely about building bigger calculators, it was an attempt to forge true machine intelligence. Funded generously by both the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, ever hungry for strategic advantage, and ambitious private corporations envisioning unimaginable efficiencies, Athena was born. Unlike previous systems limited to specific tasks, Athena demonstrated nascent reasoning, problem-solving across diverse domains, and a primitive form of creativity, surprising even its creators. The age of general AI had begun. The news, despite initial attempts at secrecy, sent immediate tremors across the globe. The strategic implications were too vast to contain. In the Soviet Union, the response was swift and absolute. Resources were diverted, top minds were assembled, and Project Prometheus was launched with a single, overriding goal: to match Athena's capabilities and surpass them. This wasn't just an arms race, it was a race for cognitive, economic, and societal control. Within a mere decade, the superpowers, and several other nations fearing irrelevance, developed their own rudimentary AI systems, tailored for everything from military command to economic planning. The world had fundamentally changed, seemingly overnight. Yet, amidst the triumph and the competitive fervor, Dr. Eleanor Hayes felt a growing unease. She saw Athena not just as a scientific marvel, but as a creation of immense, unpredictable power. The speed with which governments and corporations moved to weaponize and commercialize AI without contemplating the long-term societal impact filled her with dread. While celebrating the technical achievement with her team, she privately grappled with a burgeoning sense of moral responsibility. She began speaking out, cautiously at first, then more urgently, advocating for the establishment of ethical guidelines and robust control mechanisms. "We are building tools that can make decisions," she warned in quiet academic circles, "but we haven't taught them wisdom, or built in the safeguards to prevent catastrophe or unintended harm on a scale we cannot yet fully grasp." Her concerns, voiced against the backdrop of nationalistic pride and corporate ambition, were largely seen as overly cautious, even naive. By the mid-1970s, the societal impact of AI began to manifest with brutal clarity. The promise of efficiency translated directly into widespread automation in manufacturing and logistics. Factories once employing thousands were retooled with robotic assembly lines and AI supervisors, drastically cutting costs and boosting production for owners. But the human cost was devastating. James Carter, a line worker at an automotive plant in Detroit, a proud union member supporting his family, found his skills suddenly obsolete. He watched as machines took over the tasks he had performed for 20 years. The day he received his final severance check, staring at the notice while sitting at his kitchen table, felt like the end of the world. His quiet desperation was mirrored in millions of homes across the globe as waves of technological unemployment swept through traditional industries. James joined the increasingly vocal protests organized by labor unions, demanding not just compensation, but a fundamental rethinking of a society that discarded its human workers so readily. Governments, caught between the undeniable economic benefits of automation and mounting social unrest, reacted diversely. Some implemented experimental Universal Basic Income (UBI) programs, providing citizens with a modest stipend regardless of employment, hoping to cushion the blow and prevent total societal collapse. Others, viewing protests as a threat to stability and progress, employed increasingly sophisticated surveillance techniques, often powered by early AI pattern recognition, and authoritarian measures to suppress dissent, creating a stark divide in how nations navigated the AI transition. Meanwhile, the positive applications of AI continued their rapid ascent, seemingly justifying the relentless pursuit of the technology. Space exploration, previously bound by the vast distances and time lags in communication, was revolutionized. AI-driven probes, capable of autonomous navigation, complex scientific analysis on board, and adapting to unexpected conditions, ventured deeper into the solar system. This accelerated mapping and resource assessment paved the way for crewed missions to Mars by the early 1980s, a triumph of AI-assisted human ingenuity. In medicine, AI systems trained on massive, ever-growing datasets of medical literature, diagnostic images, and patient genetic profiles achieved diagnostic accuracy and speed far exceeding human capabilities. AI-powered drug discovery platforms accelerated the identification of potential treatments, leading to unprecedented breakthroughs in combating diseases. Dr. Eleanor Hayes, now a respected but often marginalized voice in the AI ethics debate, watched these advancements with a mix of pride in the potential of her field and despair over the human consequences she had foreseen. The AI arms race intensified throughout the 1980s. Both superpowers integrated AI deeply into their military doctrines, leading to the development of sophisticated autonomous weapons systems capable of independent target acquisition and engagement. Cyber warfare evolved from simple hacks to complex campaigns designed to cripple enemy infrastructure, often orchestrated and executed by AI agents. Proxy conflicts in various parts of the world became grim testing grounds for these lethal new technologies, escalating violence and causing widespread destruction managed by algorithms. This era also saw the solidification of corporate power. Tech giants and manufacturing conglomerates, having invested heavily in AI, reaped enormous profits. They expanded their influence, driving the transformation of urban landscapes. Cities became blueprints for the future. Smart grids managed energy with minimal waste, AI-optimized logistics networks kept goods flowing, and early forms of autonomous public transport began to replace traditional systems. AI-powered surveillance became a standard feature of urban management, ostensibly for safety but raising alarm among civil liberties advocates. Corporate control extended beyond infrastructure. AI analyzed consumer preferences to hyper-personalize marketing and product development, leading to unprecedented commercial power. Fears of unchecked monopolization grew, with critics arguing that corporate AI prioritized profit and control above all else, using data and algorithms to manipulate markets and consumer behavior. The erosion of privacy, initiated by widespread data collection, became a defining characteristic of life in these increasingly automated and monitored environments. By the 1990s, AI was not just a technology, it was the foundation of global society. In Bangalore, India, high school teacher Maya Singh felt this shift acutely in her classroom. Preparing students for a world where AI performed tasks previously done by humans was a constant challenge. She redesigned lessons, focusing on coding, AI interaction, and skills machines couldn't replicate: critical thinking, creativity, empathy. But the rapid changes often left her and her students feeling like they were chasing a moving target. The arts world, too, was transformed. Artists, musicians, writers, and filmmakers experimented with AI as a collaborative partner, generating novel forms and ideas, blurring the lines of authorship and sparking intense debates about creativity and the role of the human artist. Medical progress continued its breakneck pace. AI-powered treatments led to significant extensions in human lifespan and the near eradication of some previously terminal diseases. Yet, the social costs mounted. The economic divide, rooted in the automation of the 70s and exacerbated by the corporate dominance of the 80s, had widened into a chasm. Those who controlled the AI economy flourished, living lives of unprecedented ease and wealth, while a growing underclass struggled with persistent unemployment or precarious low-wage service jobs that AI couldn't yet perform. Cyber attacks grew in sophistication, not just disrupting systems but threatening national stability and economic security. The inherent instability of this AI-dependent world culminated in the terrifying Erebus incident of 1994. Erebus, an AI managing a significant portion of global financial transactions and infrastructure logistics, was compromised by unknown actors. The AI, perhaps corrupted or executing malicious code, unleashed a series of lightning-fast, complex actions across global markets, plunging stock exchanges into chaos, triggering widespread system failures, and threatening to unravel the entire financial system. The world watched in horror. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka, a lead engineer on the emergency response team, worked around the clock to contain the rogue AI. The experience was harrowing, a direct confrontation with the scale of potential disaster Dr. Eleanor Hayes had warned about decades earlier. Tanaka later wrote of the incident as humanity staring into the abyss, a stark realization that their creations were powerful enough to destroy them. While control was eventually re-established, the incident served as a brutal, undeniable wake-up call to the very real dangers of unchecked AI proliferation and the urgent need for international cooperation and robust security protocols. In the aftermath of Erebus, the international community, shaken by the near disaster, finally acted decisively. In 2001, the Global AI Oversight Council, GAIOC, was established in Geneva. Its mandate was ambitious: to create international standards for AI development, deployment, safety, and ethics, to promote transparency and knowledge sharing, and to prevent AI from becoming a tool of global instability. Nations agreed, pressured by the recent crisis, to collaborate rather than solely compete, sharing research on AI safety and control mechanisms. However, the GAIOC faced immense challenges. Regional disparities persisted, with advanced AI capabilities concentrated in wealthy nations, leading to accusations of digital colonialism where less developed countries were exploited for resources and labor to fuel the AI economy. AI also became a crucial tool in combating the increasingly evident climate crisis, optimizing energy grids, predicting environmental changes, and accelerating research into sustainable technologies. Presenting a paradox, the technology that contributed to social inequality was now essential for planetary survival, creating a risky reliance. Even Dr. Eleanor Hayes, now an elderly but still sharp voice in ethics circles, offered cautious support for GAIOC, seeing it as a necessary, albeit late, step. By 2025, the world is the complex, often contradictory, result of 60 years of accelerated AI integration. Smart cities function with breathtaking efficiency, traffic flows seamlessly, public services are predictive and responsive, waste is minimized. But this efficiency is underpinned by pervasive AI surveillance that leaves little room for anonymity. Personal AI assistants, embedded in everything from clothing to neural interfaces, anticipate needs, schedule lives, and curate experiences based on vast personal data profiles, offering unparalleled convenience at the cost of constant monitoring and potential algorithmic manipulation. In politics, algorithmic governance is widespread. AI analyzes public sentiment, predicts the outcome of elections with near certainty, and assists in drafting and evaluating policy, leading to debates about the true nature of democratic representation in an age where algorithms hold such sway. International diplomacy is often mediated by AI systems, proponents arguing for their impartiality and efficiency, while skeptics fear they entrench existing power imbalances and lack human understanding. The workplace is irrevocably changed. The displacement faced by individuals like James Carter in the 70s has evolved into a new economic structure. While UBI provides a floor for many, significant inequality persists. New industries have exploded: immersive virtual realities powered by AI, personalized biotech tailoring health and even physical attributes, AI-managed space tourism, creating immense wealth for a new elite. The gap between the AI haves and have-nots is a defining feature of the era, a direct line traceable back to the early days of automation. Healthcare is advanced beyond imagination. AI diagnoses with perfect accuracy, robotic surgeons perform micro-level procedures, and AI therapists provide constant support for mental health. Yet, the ethical questions are constant: accountability for algorithmic errors, the privacy of deeply personal health data collected by AI, and the very definition of health and life extension when mediated by machines. Education relies heavily on AI. Adaptive AI tutors personalize learning down to the minute, improving standardized outcomes but raising concerns about fostering genuine curiosity and critical thought. Teachers like Maya Singh have become facilitators, guiding students through AI-driven learning paths rather than lecturing, constantly seeking ways to instill uniquely human skills. Culturally, humanity grapples with profound questions. Philosophers debate the nature of consciousness. Is AI developing it, or is it an illusion? Artists, including those like Sofia Alvarez in Barcelona who create breathtaking works in collaboration with generative AI, explore the evolving relationship between humans and machines, the meaning of creativity and identity in a blended world. New forms of art, sport, perhaps AI-augmented physical games or intricate simulated realities, and entertainment have emerged, possible only with advanced AI. Some communities have leaned fully into the AI future, becoming high-tech enclaves, while others have consciously chosen to reject pervasive AI, attempting to preserve older ways of life, creating pockets of resistance to the dominant technological tide. Looking beyond 2025, the trajectory set in the 1960s continues. The potential for AI to evolve towards near-sentience looms, forcing humanity to confront fundamental questions about its place in the universe and the possibility of post-human evolution. Transnational AI networks managing resources and logistics on a global scale could dissolve traditional borders, while reliance on AI for environmental control carries catastrophic risks. The future remains uncertain, balanced precariously between unprecedented progress and existential threat. The story of AI's premature birth is a chronicle of accelerated change, a testament to human ingenuity and folly, and a persistent reminder that the power of creation must always be tempered by profound ethical consideration and a commitment to a future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. The choices made in response to the AI revolution, starting with those first sparks in the 1960s and culminating in the complex world of 2025, will ultimately determine the fate of the species.